Hello everybody, this is a Ford Expedition, and the car came with a noise. The customer noticed a clicking sound at high speed, 40-50 miles an hour or under. So I did some inspection and it looked like this is coming from the front drive shaft. It's easy. You could just look at the CV joint right there. Camera right here, so I can hear there's a play. So this play is what I'm hearing. I didn't see anything with the rear drive shaft. It's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this and test drive it. To replace this drive shaft, you'll have to remove these bolts for over here, and there are 4 right there. You can see them. And to get to the bolts, you'll have to remove this protective cover that's around the transmission drive shaft. It's connected with, see that bolt right there with the empty notch? Yes, I think you have 3 of those to get to. So we're gonna remove those, then disconnect the drive shaft bolts and get this thing out. There you go. When you get your drive shaft out, you can measure it, the length of it. Also, you need to make sure the bolt pattern is correct and connect it back afterwards. I already checked my bolt pattern is correct on this side and on that side. There's a trick to take this drive shaft out without removing too many things. What you're gonna do is you're gonna shove the drive shaft in this cavity right here. You see right here? Right here. Take it out of here, shove the joint in here, and that will allow you to free the drive shaft away from the sway bar, because you will not be able to pull the drive shaft out with this sway bar in place. It always hangs over. This is the shortest area. This here hangs over too much. Drive shaft will not come out of here. So what you need to do is disconnect it from here, disconnect it from this side, and lift this side up into this cavity and push it in. The only one thing you need to remove is the transmission gear selector out of your way. You don't want to break this guy. Drive shaft does hit it. And that's it. Then you'll be able to take the drive shaft out. Here you go. That's how I'm going to install it. Shove the drive shaft in that side, and you can see it clears the sway bar very nicely. So you don't have to worry about disconnecting the sway bar. Now, right here's the drive shaft. When you pull on it, it will sit back into the mounting area. So mounting is done with both hands. All you need to do is 12mm socket to get the bolts out, and get a longer extension where you can rest your extension on this brace and tighten it down. After everything gets tightened down, you're going to go on the other side, tighten everything here, and then you will put this car in a 4-wheel drive, lock everything in place, and torque everything down. Well, I'll be back. Once your drive shaft is in place, you can hand tighten these bolts pretty much to the best of your ability, and turn the drive shaft a little bit, get to the next bolt, and guide the bolt in place. I find it easier to do this if you have it in this position for one side. Anyway, after this, we're gonna get a socket and extension. What I have set up with a universal joint, like this guy here, and an extension. And this one for me works pretty well. you can get it in position by turning the drive shaft up just enough. And then, yeah, that's a little bit of tricky business. So, and that's it. Hand tighten, and then tighten it with the ratchet as much as you can all the way, and move on to the other side. Alright, so once you get your drive shaft bolted on both sides, here and here, right? So next thing you need to do is put the shield back on. This shield here. What I'm doing is, you can see my ratchet up there. I got a little stubby. And I get my hand through here and just tighten it like that. There you go. So the tools that I use is this stubby and 13mm to tighten the shield bolts, like that one. And then I used this long extension with universal joint and my ratchet to get to these bolts. And then I would rest my ratchet onto this brace and use that as to torque it down or torque it loose. And you can see all the bolts are connected. So if you get this thing removed, everything becomes so easy. And once you're done, connect it back on. Do not disconnect the cable, because you can see it has a lot of adjustments on it. And even though you disconnect the cable, drive shaft will still not come out because this vent is in the way. So you got to remove the arm completely. Anyway, everybody, this is what it takes to replace your drive shaft in the Ford Expedition. All-wheel drive, we're going to replace, this is the front drive shaft I'm replacing. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Take care, like and subscribe.